So do you also use Cashfree to sell your products online? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to add or update SendGrid contact on Cashfree payment. So over here I'm running a edutech company and we sell our courses online with the help of Cashfree. So now what I want is that as soon as we sell a course online with the help of Cashfree, automatically with the help of the same customer details who purchased the course, a new contact should be created in my SendGrid account too. So to do this, we are simply going to create a connection between Cashfree payments and SendGrid. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also want to create this automation for your business? Then for that you have to come with me towards my screen.
Welcome to my screen. So today I'll walk you through the process of connecting Cashfree with SendGrid. So with this integration, whenever payment is made through Cashfree, the payer details will be automatically added or updated in SendGrid, helping you to manage your email campaigns effortlessly. So let's get started with a really simple example. Let's say that my name is test user and I'm just going to purchase this course, which is PHP course. Alright, so I'm just going to enter all of my details and click on this pay 499, and now we are just going to select the payment method, enter the UPI ID and click on this proceed to pay. So I'm just going to wait for a few seconds till the payment is getting confirmed, and yes, you can see payment successful. With this we have successfully purchased this course, which is the PHP course, as test user. You can see all of my details. So now I'm just going to open my SendGrid account and we're going to refresh this Cashfree list in order to check that if a new contact has been created or not. And yes, over here you can see a new contact has been created. You can see the same email address which we entered. Alright, over here you can see the first name, the last name and the email which we entered. So yes, this is the automation we are going to create in today's video, and you can see that within seconds a new contact has been created in my SendGrid account too, that too without any manual efforts. So yes, if you also want to create this automation for your business, then for that you have to watch this tutorial till the end. So to do this, I've simply opened the landing page of Pabbly by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy, and as soon as we are going to open the landing page of Pabbly, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on this sign up for free and you are going to get 100 of stars free every month to explore the application. But over here I'm an existing user, so I'm just going to click on this sign in, and as soon as we are going to click on the sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm just going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account. And now it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we just have to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here, I want to save the workflow in this folder which says automations, and I want to name my workflow as this, which says how to add or update SendGrid contact on Cashfree payment, Cashfree to SendGrid. And then we just have to click on this create, and as soon as we are going to click on this create, it is opening the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. So trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow will run. Alright, trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by our trigger, and that's the reason that we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger in a particular workflow. Alright, so to start with our automation, we have to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm just going to select it as Cashfree. So I'm just going to search for Cashfree, and as you can see the same, so we're just going to select it. Now it is asking me for the trigger event. So basically trigger event is the event on which the workflow will start. So over here what I want is that as soon as a new payment via form is captured, my workflow should be triggered or started. So we are just going to select the same right over here as a trigger event, which is payment via form. And as soon as we're going to select the trigger event, it is giving me a webhook URL. So we are going to use this same webhook URL in order to create a connection between our Cashfree account and our Pabbly Connect's workflow. So first I'm just going to copy this webhook URL, and then we have to follow this help text, and it is saying log into your Cashfree account, go to the developers, payment gateways, and then webhooks. Click on the payment form. Alright, we're going to follow the same. I'm just going to open my Cashfree account, and now from here we have to go towards this developers section. And after coming towards the developers section, we have to go towards this payment gateway and then webhooks. And as soon as we're going to go towards this webhooks section right over here you can see three options. So we have to go towards this payment form, alright, and then we have to click on this add webhook endpoint. Now over here it is asking me for the webhook URL, so we are just going to paste the URL which we copied from our workflow and click on this test and add. Once again we are just going to click on this add right over here, and yes, you can see webhook added successfully. So with this we have successfully added this webhook URL into our Cashfree account. And yes, over here you can see that we have received this response, which is a test response which shows that a connection is successful. Alright, so over here I want to capture the response of my customer related to my business. So I'm just going to click on this recapture webhook response, and yes, right over here, so that I can capture the details of my customer right over here. So I'm just going to open the form to do the test submission and capture the details. Alright, so as you can see that this is the form, so I'm just going to do the test submission with the same form. Let's say that for the name I'm just going to keep it as demo user, email as demo user 555@pabblytudes.com, and you can see the phone number. So now I'm just going to click on this pay securely 499. I'm just going to select the payment option as UPI, enter the UPI ID and click on this proceed to pay. Alright, I'm going to do a test payment over here. So as you can see that we are going to wait for a few seconds till the payment is getting confirmed. And yes, you can see payment successful. So yes, with this we have successfully made this payment a successful one. You can see that we have successfully purchased this PHP course as demo user. Alright, so now what has happened is that Cashfree has sent the details of this test submission to our workflow. So I'm just going to open my workflow right from here, and yes, you can see that Pabbly has also captured the response for the same. You can see the same order ID, you can see the same phone number which we entered, the name and the email which we entered. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our trigger step, and now what will happen is that as soon as a new payment via form is received from our Cashfree account, automatically this workflow is going to get triggered and Pabbly is going to capture the response for the same. Alright, so further what I want is I want to add or update a SendGrid contact on Cashfree payment. So for my action application, I'm just going to select it as SendGrid. So I'm just going to search for SendGrid right over here, and as you can see SendGrid, so we are just going to select it. And now it is asking me for the action event. So for that I'm just going to select it as add or update a contact and click on this connect. And yes, you can see that now it is saying add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your SendGrid account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me and click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me to enter the token. So it is saying enter the API key here. To get the API key, visit the settings, API keys, create API keys, choose full access and click on create. Alright, we have to create an API key so that we can add that API key over here. And in order to create this API key, I'm just going to open my SendGrid account, and now from here we have to go towards this settings. So from the left side of the bar we are going to go towards this settings and then API keys. And as soon as we are going to come right over here towards the API keys, we have to create a new API key. For that I'm just going to click on this create API key button, and now we are going to give it the full access, because you can see that in the help text it has mentioned that choose full access. Alright, so over here I'm just going to name my key as new contact from Cashfree. So I'm just going to enter the name right over here, and now after entering this name and choosing the permissions, we have to click on this create and view. Alright, so I'm just going to click on this create and view right from here, and yes, over here you can see that we have successfully created our API key. So I'm just going to copy this API key and then we're going to paste it right over here in our workflow. And after pasting this API key, we just have to click on this save, and yes, you can see that we have successfully connected our SendGrid account account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now in order to create a contact, it is asking me to select the list. So over here you can see that I have multiple lists in my SendGrid account. So I'm just going to select one list from here for which I want to create this automation, which is this list named Cashfree. Alright, and now it is asking me for the email. So over here I'm just going to enter the email of my customer, but we are not going to enter it manually or by copy pasting it, but instead we are going to map it. So you must be wondering, what is mapping? So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Cashfree as our trigger application. So we are just going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only, and as soon as we're going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So over here I'm going to give you an example that it is asking me for the email, right? So let's say that I'm just going to enter the email right over here manually by typing it like this. Then this will not change with every new response received because this is a static information and I've entered it manually. But let's say that we're going to map this email from the previous response. So I'm just going to open my response and map this email. Then this will definitely change because my previous response will also change. So that's why we do mapping right over here to run our workflow in real time. And after mapping this email, it is asking me for the alternate emails. So no, I don't want to enter this, and also this is not the required field, so we can leave it as blank. And as you can see that now it is asking me for many another details. So we're only going to fill in the details which are required. Alright, so we're just going to enter the name too of our contact. So here you can see that I'm just going to look for name in the previous response, and as you can see, demo user. But as you can see that this is the full name and we only have to enter the first name and the last name separately. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to split this full name into first name and last name, and in order to do this we're going to use a tool of Pabbly. So for that I'm just going to add another action step between Cashfree and SendGrid right over here. And now for the action application, we are just going to select it as text formatter by Pabbly. So I'm just going to search for it right over here, and as you can see, text formatter by Pabbly. So it is a feature by Pabbly which helps you to format the text. And now for the action event, we have to select it as split text and click on this connect. Over here it is asking me for the text to split. So over here I'm just going to map the name because this is the name I want to split. All right, we're going to move on forward towards the separator. It is asking me to enter the characters or word separators to split the text. Over here I want the space to be my separator, so for that I'm just going to use this right over here, which is space. So I'm just going to copy and paste it right over here. And now for the segment index, I'm just going to keep it as all and click on save and send test request. And yes, you can see we have successfully received demo user splitted. You can see the first name and last name. So now I'm just going to map this result of text formatter by Pabbly right over here in my SendGrid action step. So for the first name, I'm just going to open the result of this text formatter by Pabbly and map demo. Same we're going to do with the last name too. Alright, we're going to move on forward. We are just going to map the phone number. So I'm just going to look for phone number in the previous response right over here, and as you can see the customer phone, so we're going to map it. Now after mapping all of these details, I'm just going to click on this save and send test request, and yes, you can see that we have successfully received a positive response that we have successfully created or updated a contact in our SendGrid account. So I'm just going to open my SendGrid account right from here, and now from the left side of the bar we have to go towards the marketings and then contacts. All right, and after coming over here towards the contacts, we have to select the list. So as you can see that this is the list in which I added the contact, so I'm just going to select the same list, and yes, over here you can see a new contact has been created, demo user 555@pabblytudes.com. Over here you can see the same first name, same last name, same email, and the same phone number which we entered. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow, and now what will happen is that as soon as we receive a payment via form in our Cashfree account, automatically a new contact would be created or updated in my SendGrid account like this, that too without any manual efforts. This workflow is going to run in backend, and we don't have to come back and again to our workflow to click on save and send test request. So yes, this was it for the video, and if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching.
So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can integrate many more applications. So if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.